Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It is Maverick here today with episode 31 of Shaman King, or more importantly, the second episode of the Osora-san arc, right? If you guys hadn't know by now, I am a huge fan of this arc. I consider it the most important and the best arc out of all of Shaman King. And yeah, I do think that the production team realizes this as well. It wasn't in the original anime adaptation, and they are making sure not to miss out on it this time around. So I'm actually watching this directly after the last episode since I had to do some catching up anyways, and I decided to watch this back to back. So we are introduced to Matamune, the cat, who is very important, and we also have our first meeting between Yoh and Anna, and a little 10-year-old Yoh and Anna. Well, they also have quite the budding story going to go on from here on out, which we will see over the span of the next few episodes. Really cute, really great, and that is why these two are actually one of my favorite couples of all time within anime or manga, that kind of stuff, right? But I don't want to spoil anything, so let's just get right into the episode. All right, let's begin in 3, 2, 1, play. I guess there is this entire Oni thing as well, which is kind of important, but at the same time, I kind of view it as like a means to an end, if you will. It's right there. Oh yeah, and there's just also the entire thing with the Shaman Kingdom, but that's not important right now. All right. I mean, obviously, Rin is gonna be okay. We can clearly see him in the opening as well. Mm. I still think one of the best scenes within the opening would probably be Matamune wielding that giant sword there. But of course, nothing at all can beat this title screen here. How he may. Oh. Mm. The demon arrives. That's Anna for you. Yep, that's true. In more than one way. True, right? Blood with hell. By the way, guys, Yoh is just like 10 here. All right, he's 10. All right. You know, honestly, that poem is really hard to translate. Oh wait, is that a little reference to? I think that was a little reference to another franchise, but never mind. Oh, I mean, if it wasn't obvious already, she can read minds. Don't worry, I think that's a shared sentiment. Slap number one. I guess that's something to. Yep, important milestone. You know, the fact that she can know about her means that you know, she definitely has a big presence in Yo's character at this point as well, right? Anna-chan. See, so Kyoyama, that's like a different kind of way of reading the kanji of Osora-san. You can read it both ways. It's a particular quirk of the Japanese language. I like to remind you guys that, right? Like even 5 years later, when we see Yoh for this first time, his power is also paled a lot to how his current powers are right now. Like currently his Furoku is maybe like, I don't know, like 10 or something. We're talking about how. His former master. I love that they showed that scene as well. Eh. Is this the first time in the anime that we've seen him in that form? See, that is why I'm saying that this arc is so important, not just to know about Yoh and Anna's backstory, but also about Hao as well. And of course, Matamune. By the way, you know what he was talking about with Asakura. Oh, okay, they just mentioned it themselves. Alright, the Leishi. That's Asakura Hao's power. That's Anna's power as well. Right? And say that is why this ending here, which we didn't get to see last episode, is so important because it's basically, you know. Alright, I will see you guys after this. Alright guys, that was part 2 of the Asura-san arc, and yeah, we are getting really into the backstory and what all these characters actually means for the series as well, right? So that's why Yoh is important, Anna is important, Matamune is important, and so on and so forth, right? Because it's all related in a way, right? So in this episode, we do get to see Yoh and Anna make a little bit more you know, have a little bit more interaction and whatnot, and obviously we get to see like what Anna's abilities are, her powers, and the current situation that she is in, you know, being basically shunned, you know, in a way that she is very similar with Yoh as well, right? Yoh is kind of shunned and a loner because of his, you know, because of the fact that he is a shaman and whatnot, and he doesn't really fit into society. Whereas Anna, of course, is experiencing the same thing, only many times worse, more worse, right? And also the fact that she gets all these negative emotions that are put into her, that she can read those emotions, and then they will eventually manifest themselves into demons as well, and as well as corrupt her own soul as well, right? So she might turn out into a second Hao as well. And so that's basically the entire premise of the Asura-san arc and what they are trying to avoid here. And obviously it's gonna come down to our Yoh boy, right? And how he can do something about Anna and whatnot. And you know, I mean, we'll see in the next few episodes. But even here, right, we already see that Anna is already opening up a little bit to Yoh, right? Because Yoh is exhibiting a different kind of attitude towards her and whatnot. And you know, you can't really fake it as well, right? Because Anna can literally read minds and whatnot. And so that's why actually, you know, during the shop scene, right? Even though, you know, she's being harsh with her words and slapping him and all that, but at the very end, she's kind of like soft and saying, "Okay, thank you, but you deserve better," and whatnot. Because she knows that, you know, she can read minds, so she knows that Yoh is actually really a pure heart and pure of mind as well. Right? But you know, it's what we can say is that Yoh is actually also quite stubborn as well, and he will do things that he thinks needs to be done in order to get his girl, right? All right. So beyond that, though, I think probably that part is, I think, you know, even though to me that's obviously my favorite part, watching their interactions and how they eventually grow their relationship. But I guess I could argue that story wise, maybe even more importantly, is the reveal of Hao's character here, right? How he was 1,000 years ago, and as well as Manamune's how can I say, relationship with Hao here, right? So he basically did serve under Hao, and as we can see here in some of the flashbacks and whatnot, it's actually a really big thing for Hao as well, right? They're sort of mutual relationship here, and we also get to see that the respect that Matamune has for Hao, and how he used to be in the past, right? How he which is why, in a sense, even though a lot of his current subordinates, right, they like to call it as his lackeys or whatnot, but to all the people on Hao's side, they truly believe in Hao as well. They truly believe that he is going to make the world a better place, and so on and so forth. And so it's not just like some evil organization thing that they have going on. Obviously, they're doing some pretty questionable things, morally questionable things, and all that. But it's definitely not the case of, oh, hey, we are evil, we want to take over the world, that kind of situation here, right? Now, Hao, he is still, I think what's important to see here is that he's actually still embracing the same principles that he had 1,000 years ago. It's just that, through these twists and turns and whatnot, his own thinking got corrupted along the way, and kind of veered off the path in a way, right? Still maybe ultimately heading towards the same goal, except not exactly taking the correct path or the right path, if you will, but doing it in a more kind of I guess questionable way is the best way to describe it. But learning throughout this arc, we will learn more about Hao as well, especially by learning about Anna's situation and whatnot, which obviously will let us gain a little bit more insight into what we eventually need to do in the future, right? And of course, Matamune is going to contribute a bit on that as well. And beyond that, I guess, this episode was also fairly straightforward, not too much to add about it. I gotta say, though, I really love the scene where, we got Hao and Matamune just sitting there staring into the distance and whatnot. It's just such a chill scene, right? And it kind of really brings out, hints to us the relationship that these two had with each other, right? Even though we haven't really gotten into the nitty-gritty details as of yet. It's also why I really love the ending here, the second ending. It's actually a quite different ending from everything that we've seen throughout the Shaman King series so far, in the original anime as well, but I like it. I love that they are focusing a lot more on Matamune, the entire thing with trains and whatnot, as well as his relationship with both Hao and Yoh, right? It is quite important. It is going to be important in the future as well. And he kind of deserves it, right? He kind of deserves it, because this entire arc, right, this entire storyline, this entire character was completely snubbed in the original adaptation. Now, granted, it wasn't really by deliberate choice or anything. It just happened to, it was a situation where they were kind of adapting at a different speed to how the manga was coming out, and so they kind of went with their own kind of pace and own kind of story, right? Anime original story. Doesn't really work out in the end, but I'm glad that we give Matamune his just dues here, and yeah, looking forward to the next few episodes here. As they continue, right? I mean, we already know at this point what Yoh is supposed to do. Can he make it? Can he do it? Well, I mean, obviously, considering this is a flashback and we do see Yoh and Anna in the future now, that is a given, right? But, how did we get to that point in the first place, and what happened in between? There's a reason why myself and really a lot of people within the Shaman King fandom probably holds this particular arc very dearly, and it doesn't only have to do with like story progression elements and whatnot, but also in the in the cuteness and the wholesomeness of it all as well. So anyways, that is it for this episode of Shaman King. Once again, we're probably going to have another maybe 2, maybe 3 episodes in regards to this particular arc. It is quite a long arc, to be honest. Yeah, I can't wait for more, and I will see you guys next time as well. And hey, I caught up to the current series, so we will be on schedule for the next episode continuing forward. So thank you guys, and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.